Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. How is everyone today? I'm sure you probably maybe wrapped up in Ray's video that he's just put out on Matthijs de Ligt. Hi Kevin, how are you? This is going to be a very quick one because both of us are really busy. So Ray's just been putting out that video. I haven't seen it yet, but I just watched the first sort of 5 minutes of it. So go over and check that out after this live video. Like I said, we're doing transfer videos every day this week. Hi Chris, how are you? Who else have we got on? Pump, hi, how are you? Cheddar, hi. Fantarangian official, who does Edozie and Bruno? Who is it? You just have to hang around, and we'll tell you. South Sudan Massive is in. What's up, Andy Murgang? I'm good, mate. How are you? Hassan City, King Arc W. Rumours are having it. We've met Felix release clause. In my opinion, that means signing is gone. We'll see, because we're going to quickly talk about that. But today we're going to talk very quickly about. I'm not going to cover Ray stuff because Ray, don't forget, has done that video, so it's only just gone out on the channel. So watch the De Ligt transfer target number 3. That has just gone out on the channel, but I'll just very quickly cover just one piece of news that's come up pretty much in the last hour on De Ligt. Today we're going to look at De Ligt, Rodri, Felix. I mean, these are all people we've covered already, but I'm just going to give you updates. Samuel Edozie, Bruno Fernandes, and I said yesterday about Florentino Luis. We're going to mention very quickly about him, but and then if you've got any questions at the end, please feel free to ask them. But it's going to be a whirlwind one today. It's not going to be a long one, but that I promise you, because we've got things going on, both me and Ray, in our business lives, so we've got to take care of them first. But you guys will never let you down, so that's why we're here. So let's have a very quick look. Watching India versus South Africa cricket match. Oh, yeah, not bothered. I know you're probably a big Indian fan. My father-in-law, who's from Jaipur, I'm sure he's watching it, going crazy and things like that, and wants India to win. But I haven't had time to watch any of the cricket. Felix has got his clause in the contract. Can't we tell Blue Moon is on our forum? The guy's a legend. Chad, any news about Formidable's trophy tour? No, not yet. Andrea Gottfried, who's your ideal centre-back to replace Vinny for next season? I think we've done that in the video. Check out Ray's video, Matthijs de Ligt. So go and check out that video, which has just gone live on our channel about 5-10 minutes ago. So after you finish this vlog, go and watch it. Hi, QM Ibrahim. Ian Montonga. Hi, Andy. It's Ian from Kenya. How are you, buddy? Philip Scott, how's it going? Good. John Walters, yo, how are you? Hassan Kawir, hi, from City Base in Nairobi, Kenya. Welcome to the channel, Hassan. Fantarangian official, isn't Bruno Fernandes the midfielder at Benfica? We're looking at, I think you're talking about Sporting, not Benfica. Tom T, hi mate. Faris, hi. Rick Davis, hi bud. Hope you had a good day. Yeah, very busy. Those problems going on. Today's been an absolute nightmare. We had an oil delivery at home yesterday, and they put it in the wrong tank. They put it in the next door neighbour's tank, so we've been running absolutely on fumes. So I've been organising that for them to come out and do that, and then I took my lad to a garage of a friend of mine's, and that's failed its MOT, his car, so I've been back and forth sorting that crap out. And yeah, I've got business stuff as well going on, but yeah, today's been a mental one. But anyway, we're going to do this quick vlog. Who's locked in the room behind you with that handle? Yeah, that's handle. We need to keep replacing that, I'll be honest with you. It's one that got jammed and we took it off I think last year actually, and we've never replaced it. And how lazy is that? But they're all the same, and they're very, very difficult to get exactly the same ones, so they're bloody expensive. So it's something we need to sort out, but nobody's locked in there, I promise you. That's the kitchen. Hi Andy, how are you, Robert? If you could sign one player of the Messi and Ronaldo in the world, who would it pick? Money isn't an issue. Mbappe, simple as that. Gary Deneen, hello mate, how are you? Hi Andy, Ray, J737, Avril Smith, hey, how are you, buddy, you okay? Ouch, don't get me started with cars. I know, tell me about it. But I've got a good friend at a garage, so he always sorts us out. Yeah, I think he needs 2 new tyres and something with his rear axle or something like that. I'm not sure. So that won't be ready until probably Friday. He'll get that sorted out for us. But which of the 3 players, Felix, de Ligt, Fernandes, would you want to sign? If you could sign anyone, out of all 3, if I had to sign one, definitely de Ligt. For money not being an issue, we never seem to go big transfer. de Ligt won't be happening. You reckon, Walter? Do you see the company photo and the letter dated? Hi, Andy, Arlington, Texas. Wow. Bet your weather's a bit better than it is here in Chester. It's not very good. What's the topic for today? Avril, look at the title. Look at the title. de Ligt, Rodri, Felix, Edozie, Bruno, Luiz. So we'll do that very quickly. It's hot, mate. I'm in the same boat with my car today. Yeah, it's pain in the backside. Well, it's not mine, it's my son's, but he's fine. Give him a lift to work tomorrow and things like that, so it'll get sorted. Man City is life. It is, absolutely. Actually, just been. I'll keep this for another time. Got my cousin who's a brilliant artist, and she's been doing some Man City stuff over the last few months. Brilliant drawings and things. So she's been saying, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? So I've been quickly looking at and giving some feedback, and she's going to do some prints on t-shirts and things like that. So keep an eye out on that. We'll promote it on our channel. Andy, were you saying there's some update in the past hour? Yes. Actual choking for Ndombele. Yes. Company Leicester or Company versus United? Company Leicester. Both were brilliant, but that Leicester one was just so important. Are we all tuning in for tonight's match? Plenty of City interest there. Not sure. I'm not sure I will, if I'm honest with you. How are you, mate? I'm good. Yeah, I say so. Right. Okay. de Ligt. I know Ray. I'm not going to step on Ray's shoes. This is, like I said, this is a quick live vlog, but Ray has done the de Ligt transfer rumour, so you can learn all about de Ligt facts, figures, stats, things like that. So go over and check that out on the video after this one. But just reading some transfer rumours, news, things like that we always do. It's come about that basically the mainstream media, as in the main people who really know what's going on, are basically saying that de Ligt is the absolute favourite to sign for Man City. But it's always going to be down to Raiola. Now, Raiola is apparently touting him around PSG. That was the rumours yesterday. Now, apparently Barcelona offered a contract. I think they were willing to pay close to the 70 million euro, 80 million euro sort of fee, but they offered him an 8 million euro contract. Now, Raiola has basically said, no, that is not enough for him and is cut what potentially de Ligt wants. So they're saying that PSG could potentially offer 12 million euro per year. Now, if you look at that, it's not extortionate. And City are believed to have said, well, we can match the transfer fee, no problem whatsoever. And we can match the actual fee of 12 million euro per season. Now, if you work that out, it's around about £250,000 a week, which is not going to break our wage structure. It just isn't. Because we know the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Sergio Aguero are on more than that. So he can come in even though he's 19. We might just push a few of the noses out, like Laporte and Stones and things like that. But it depends on how much you want him and how much City think he's actually worth. So that's just a very quick, like I said, quick update on de Ligt. So I don't want to tread on the video that Ray's already done. So go and check the de Ligt video out with Ray. He might even talk about that. I haven't seen it because it's only just come out before I came live. So next is Rodri. Rodri, it looks like, is a definite done deal. Now, listening to a transfer podcast by, I know people will give me grief, things like that, and they'll say it's about Duncan Castles, but he was speaking to people within the Spanish media, Spanish scouting system, and on his transfer podcast, it was quite interesting. He said that they claimed 70 million euros is an absolute bargain, is cheap, because he should be worth close to 100 million pounds sterling. So From his sources on his podcast yesterday, he claims that in Spain, they're pretty much Atletico have basically accepted that City are signing Rodri. That's going to probably be our first big announcement, and Rodri will be signed by next week, and it'll be announced. So, 70 million euros seems like a bit of a bargain. That, like I said, the Spanish media and the coaching staff at Atletico and other are saying he should be worth £100 million, not 70 million euros. But I think the player is resigned to leaving and coming to Man City. I think everything is agreed in principle. So it looks like Rodri is going to be our first signing, which will be amazing because I know we've talked about Ndombele and everything else, but we don't want the Ndombele thing dragging out the whole summer. That doesn't suit our system whatsoever when it comes to buying players. So we need to know, have we got one in? Right. Once you get one in, what that does to the rest of the system is turn around and say, we've spent 70 million euro. It also then turns around and tells everybody else, well, we've already filled one position. We've only got a few positions left. So as agents, don't come to us start, or we want 100 million more and we want this and we want that. They know then, so, oh, City have actually spent that money now. If we try and push our clients, players' fee an extra 20-25 million, they're not going to be too pleased with that because they'll turn around and not have the money. So it puts, but getting that first one in, it puts a lot of pressure on agents then, because they know we have got this structure, this strategy in place, and if we sign one, that means that's one less that we can go out and go, oh, well, hold on a minute, what if we don't sign Rodri? What if we sign a Bruno Fernandes, or we sign this, or we sign the other? So I think it looks like Rodri is potentially going to be our first signing, which is good news, even if whether we think, or I think, and Ray thinks Ndombele is the better option. He's certainly got some pedigree, that's for certain. Felix, moving on to Felix quickly. Felix, by all accounts, as we said yesterday in the video, it looks like City have triggered the release clause of £105 million, 120 million euro. Yeah, the rumours are it's going to be 4.5 million euro net per season. Now, if we're talking about £12 million sterling for De Ligt, which is about 250 grand a week sterling, you're looking at, if that's net, you're looking at around about 7 million euro. So you're looking at 8 million euros. So you're looking around about 6 million quid. So you're looking about 120 to 150,000 pound a week for Felix, which is it's insignificant really in the bigger scheme of things. So it means we're going to have to buy. We're going to have to sell. We're going to have to sell somebody. Now, whether that's Sane or whether Felix comes in or whatever else, we'll wait and see. But the rumours are that we've triggered the release clause. Now, somebody, I read one article, was talking about FFP, and it all depends on it. Well, it doesn't, because you're not going to trigger an article. You're not going to trigger a transfer release clause on FFP reasons. I mean, either you're in for him or you're not. It's one or the other. So whether that means that City have got inside info that they are definitely going to sell Sane one way or the other, or they're thinking of him and dropping other players potentially and not spending the type of money on Robert Langsted Maguire. So why would we spend 90 million quid on a centre-back when we could get De Ligt for potentially 70 million euro? Don't make sense. It's a big difference. It's 20 million quid difference between the two players. We can put that money to something else. So that's the rumours so far on the three big things: De Ligt, Rodri and Felix. Moving on next, Samuel Edozie. Now, most of you probably have never heard of him. He's 16-year-old Nigerian who plays for Millwall. The rumours are that City have been watching him for about six months now. He's only a young kid, so it's not going to go into the first team. He's played for the Millwall under-18s, highly rated, but it looks like if City are the favourites, which they claim City are, in the London Evening Standard says that City are definite favourites to sign him, hide him, then it looks like another one who's going to join the academy and then go out on loan. Whether he goes back to Millwall or something else, maybe we'll do something on that. Maybe. Ray's on. I think Gunnar will stay. Anyone mention FFP as an issue with the Felix transfers talking out their arse? Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, it's the FFP thing with Felix is absolutely irrelevant to the whole conversation, discussion, transfer target, whatever. It's completely, it's out the picture. There's no way City would actually trigger the 105 million quid to buy him if they did think that they could one, pass FFP or have a strategy that means we're not going to pay 90 million quid for Maguire. We're not going to pay 60 million quid for Bruno Fernandes. We're not going to pay 60 million for Cancelo, or we are selling Sane one way. They will not trigger an article in his contract if FFP was an issue. It's irrelevant. It's a total irrelevance from the whole argument when it comes to signing Joao Felix. So, will it happen? Who knows? The rumours are City have actually gone in. We know that the rumours, again, these are rumours, that Real Madrid offered 18 million and Benfica said just absolutely no way. City came straight in and said, we'll offer you the buyout clause. Now, what happens next? Who knows? We know there was meetings last week in London between sporting director of Benfica, Ferran Soriano, and the agents of Joao Felix. Now, clearly, when the news goes a few days after that meeting that City have actually triggered the buyout clause, you have to suspect there's something in that. Now, it could be rumour, it could be garbage, but at the end of the day, if that's true, City are getting Joao Felix, and that then rules out some of the players. So let me have a very quick look. I'd take Delete over Maguire every day of the week. So would I, mate. Absolutely every day of the week. JSGC tried it on with me thinking he knows what he's talking about. City can spend 300 million somewhere without batting an eyelid. I don't know where that came from, but anyway, let me see. I'll read back a little bit. Rodri, the pitbull, is holding defensive midfield. Doesn't need to be fast. See my video from yesterday on Rodri and how highly he's valued. Take the live. Don't know where the JSGC thing came from. Maybe somebody made a mention earlier. But no, this City will have. I don't think. I know Ray said 300 million. I don't think we'll spend that much unless we sell. I'll be honest with you. I don't think we'll keep everyone we've got. Let's imagine, and we'll spend 300 million on 4 or 5 new players. I don't think that'll happen. There's always we've already said the talks of Danilo going, Delph going, and then there's the rumours of Sane going. I doubt that we would spend 300 million on 3, 4, 5 players just to bring into the squad as it stands now. 200 million maybe, but we need to recoup. If we're going to spend that type of money, and like I said to somebody on Twitter yesterday, somebody said, well, Sane is not irrelevant to the Joao Felix thing. He is. He's absolutely massive, because we need to know what the strategy is when it comes to buying players. There's no way that we will buy 4 or 5 players for 300 million quid and not get rid of any. So you've got to look at, where do we need strengthening? We need a central defensive midfield cover. Now, if that's going to cost us 70 million euros or 70 million pounds, that's one thing. If we're in for De Ligt, like people seem to think that we're favourites for, there's another 70, 80 million quid. So there's 150 million already. If we're in for Felix, there's 105 to 110 million quid. You're now hitting nearly 300 million quid, plus 3 extra additional wages. I don't think City will do that without selling, and without selling somebody big. I think you'll probably have a defensive midfielder, a centre-back, or a right-back and a centre-back and a defensive midfielder. I can't see Joao Felix coming unless we get rid of somebody with money. So I'd be very surprised if City would spend close to 300 million quid and not recoup at least 100 to 150 of that back. But that's just my opinion. But anyway, Do you think City need a left back? Probably not. Would you like cover? Yes. Is that an area we really, really desperately need to improve on? No. Not in my opinion. The extra money we get from Puma and TV deals comfortably covering if we want, but I expect to sell a few as well. Ray says the same thing. I said, I don't think there's any issue of us spending 300 million. I'm just thinking, I don't think they will. That's my opinion. I think they'll want to recoup some of that money, or at least 30, 40, 50% of that money if they can. So that there's no issues. There's no issues whatsoever, and there's money in the bank, and there's everything else. And, you know, if it means that next season in the Champions League we're going to be banned, we can go all in January to try and entice some more players beforehand. So I'd be surprised. I'd be very surprised if we spent 300 million quid on players without recouping at least 100 to 120 million of that back. But the fact that we're in shows how ambitious the club is, how driven Pep is in respect of saying, look, we've just won the treble. That ain't good enough. We want to go again next season and win the Premier League again and the Champions League this time. So, which is great. Great. Phil, hi Andy, great job. Keep it up. Thank you, Phil. Joao, because I not agree. Greetings from Brum. All right, there, mate. Bernard Deneen, hi Andy, how are you? Tony Murray, be gutted if Lee. Yeah, I would honestly, Tony, but you've got to sort of factor in, you know, he's been offered a contract now for 9 months to sign, and he hasn't. That's not, you know, it's with the formidables. We've won 3 trophies. Now, why would you not sign that contract on footballing reasons? You can't. So I only suggest it's money, and it's down to money. So is that really going to determine whether Sane stays or not? I mean, if Sane had had a season like Bernardo Silva or Raheem Sterling had had, you'd be going, look, just crazy. Just give him what he wants. But he hasn't. He's had a pretty average season. And let's face it, he's been poor in the latter half of the season. So he's not in a position, and I think City are playing hardball with him, and he's not in a position to, if it was Raheem Sterling, you'd be worried and going, just give him the money. Look at his stats, look at his commitment, look at this. We're not seeing that with Leroy. That's the problem. So, you know, Leroy has a choice, and I'm sure City already know at this moment in time whether they think Leroy's going to sign or not. Now, when you look at the going in for the likes of Felix, that suggests to you somehow that maybe they think he isn't going to sign, or they don't want to give him the money that he's demanding. Who knows? He might be saying, I want 300 grand a week. Now, City might turn around and go, you ain't getting 300 grand a week. It's that simple. There's only 3 players at City at this moment in time who deserve that, and that's Kevin De Bruyne, Sergio Aguero, Raheem Sterling, and possibly Bernardo Silva. You're not even at their levels yet, so you don't deserve it after this season. If, like I said, if you had a wonderful season, you'd be going, yeah, just give it him. I don't care, just give it him. So, yeah, it's something that says to me, something ain't right. I hope he signs, I really do, but I can't see City folding. I really can't. I think City will turn around and say, fair enough then, you know, we're in for another player. If you want to go, go. But this needs resolving as quickly as possible, because it's all going to determine on what happens with Joao Felix. I don't think we'll sign him until we know exactly what's happening with Leroy Sane. Now, does that mean that if we've triggered his release clause, if that's true, do they already know that they're going to accept 80, 90 million quid from Bayern? You know, I know Bayern have said it's insane and blah, 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 but, you know, maybe they've already made a decision and said, look, if Bayern give us 90 million quid, we'll just cut our losses and that's it. We'll go. Even though there was a rumour he don't want to go back to the Bundesliga and things like that. I think somebody said to you, Leroy is 18 million quid signing on fee and we'll give you 280 grand a week. He'll go. What do you think about 3% season tickets? We did that, Michael, the other day. We're not going to cover that. It's sort of old news now. It all depends whether City feel they'll get transfer ban for FIFA, then we'd have to spend extra now, maybe, yep. City are always interested in top players. We wanted Ndombele last summer, offered about 40 million Mbappe season before, yep. And the rumours are Mbappe has put in a transfer request, if you believe that, from PSG. So, is the Felix thing just a diversionary tactic to go after Mbappe? And go all in at 250 million quid and buy Rodri and sell Sane to Bayern and just go, we're happy with a Rodri and an Mbappe. Who knows? But if the rumours are true and he's put in a transfer request, you've got to think there's only 2 or 3 teams in the world football, 4 teams maybe in world football, that will go all out for him. That he'd go to. Remember, he wants Champions League football. So you've got your Uniteds would obviously offer him the world, but he won't want to be with his sponsors. He won't want to be in Europa League. So you're looking at your Real Madrid. They're already in for God knows how many players. They've just signed Jovic, so that's another striker. Barcelona would definitely be interested, but the rumours are Barcelona want Neymar back. And then you've got the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool. Would he go to Liverpool? Can't see it. Would Liverpool offer more money, wages than City? No. So if the rumours are true that he has put in a transfer request, maybe it's a diversionary tactic and we're all in for Mbappe. Who knows? Like I said, this is the crazy season. This is just madness season where we just get linked with every single player under the sun. And like I said, we're just putting the stuff out there that's been reported. Can we give 100 million to Pep Stay? I doubt that'll happen, but he's already on a massive wedge, huge wedge. I'm sort of confident when his fitness, Zinchenko can do the job. Would still rather have Mendy than Zinchenko, I'll be honest with you, JTR 34. Okay, Andy, questions for you. If you had choice, which 2 out of 3 would you have? 2 out of 3, which one, Gary? Signing Simone is the reason why he ain't staying. Well, we said that before, mate. English Mastiff, we've said. And we don't know. We don't know whether that's true or not, you know, but she's his agent and, you know, we'll see. Guys, got to go. Catch up later. No problem. See you, mate. Yes, we don't need to sell Sane. Why on earth would City do that when they do? You know, Guerrero and Silva's playing days come to an end. We can have Felix and Sane at the Etihad. We can do, but if a player, yes, if a player don't want to stay and sign for City, you know, club is bigger than any player. I Andy, agree with you, said Caroline Johnston. Andre Sane still had done 10 goals, 10 assists in the Premier, a few goals and 5 assists in the Champions League. Yeah, no, but, you know, you're trying to compare stats. Stats never show the real thing. I mean, we go to every game. We go to all the games and watch him. And he was poor. His body language was poor. Regardless of stats, it's like saying, well, Riyad Mahrez had this many goals and this many assists. Against who? Against the opposition he played with or against. So stats never tell a true picture. So I never, ever, ever go, oh, look at his stats. Oh, no, definitely had a great. Never, ever, ever. It's irrelevant for me. I'd rather look at a player that we see week in, week out and sort of go, look at his body language again. Look at that, look at this, or look how fantastic that movement was. It didn't come off, it didn't actually happen. But when you're there and you're watching the game and you're seeing everything, you actually see the players, every player, rather than just what the TV cameras focus on, which is part of the movement of the pitch and things like that. You can see shrugs of shoulders, you can see heads going back, you can see arms going in the air, you can see, you know, that type of attitude. You see that you might not see on camera. So I never go for stats, never ever, because it can make a player out to be far better or far worse than they actually are. You could look at David Silva's stats and say, yeah, but they're nowhere near Leroy Sane. David Silva was absolutely superb this season. Superb. Brilliant at the start, had a bit of a wobbly spot in the middle, and towards the end of the season was absolutely phenomenal. He might not have scored loads of goals or got loads of assists, but his interplay and the way that he dictates the tempo of the game was absolutely paramount in Pep's system. But if you backed his stats up against Leroy Sane, you'd go, oh, Sane every day of the week. But when you watch the game, no chance. Absolutely no chance. David Silva every day of the week over Leroy Sane. Every day. So That's just my thoughts on it. People like to go for stats and sort of FIFA stuff and all that type of stuff. Well, they're fine, but it's not how I personally judge a player. Andy, don't get that Maris squad stats. Yeah, no. I agree that Leroy's body language has been so noticeable that you can tell something's not right. Harv says, absolutely. And when you watch it, like I said, sometimes, and this is no disparaging comment against people who don't go to the Etihad every week or every other week and things. I'm not saying that, but when you're actually there at the games live, you get to see all the players. You know, and sometimes when the match is going on, the TV cameras are only focused on sort of where the action is, etc. You don't get to see sometimes some of the stuff that they do, and you're thinking, look at that, look at him. He's you know, it's like a. Well, you might not see that on the game because the cameras don't show you that, but we see it, and that's happened on so many occasions this season where the head's gone down and he's like stumbling back. Well, the game's already gone on, and the TV cameras are focused on what's happening up there. We're watching him do this, going back and looking at what Pep's saying on the sideline, and Pep's going mental at him, and he's sort of like shrugging his shoulders. And, you know, don't get me wrong, Leroy Sane is absolutely incredible talent. You know, Ray said it. He should be at the levels of Sterling now, and he should be pushing for a Ballon d'Or next year. But he hasn't. He's regressed. It's gone backwards. Whether that's attitude or whatever, who knows? And I hope he stays. I really do, because I think under Pep Guardiola, this guy could be anything in world football, whatever he wants to do. But it's just not happening. And why has he not signed a contract after 9 months of it being on the table and still not signed a contract? So who knows? We'll see. But anyway, I mentioned one player, was it yesterday or the day before, was Florentino Luis. I mentioned it about Benfica, the young kid. Benfica have basically come out and said that he's staying. He's staying there for another year because they believe 50 million quid, well, 53 million quid, which I said the other day was like crazy amount of money. They valued him at. They believe in 12 months' time he's going to be worth 95 million pounds. Don't know where they get that from, but that's how much they rate him, and said that he's absolutely, definitely not going anywhere this season. He ain't going to Man City. City have been following him for 12 months, but they're saying no, he's definitely staying at Benfica. And if you think the likes of Luiz, Felix, etc. might be going, don't want to keep him. That's simple. He's a central defensive midfielder, central midfielder in general. But they think 53 million quid, they can almost double that in a year's time. Is that good? But City have shown an interest. They're saying no, he isn't going anywhere. So we'll see on the Florentino Luis story. Maybe it'll come to nothing. Maybe they'll regret it. But I can't see City paying 53 million quid for him. No chance in a million years. Right, finally, 2 minutes to go. So let's have a look what's on here. I think Sane will stay and City will only sign Rodri. Yep, okay. Sane is an attention-seeking type. Show him the love, he'll be happy. Yeah, but if he's not playing well, you can't really just go, oh, well done, never mind. It's not one of those. It's too much competition within our squad now to sort of like put your arms around somebody when who's had a really shit game and go, oh, you know, unlucky kid, you know, well done. It's like people want his position. Mahrez wants his position. So that's the way the squad is these days. We have no room for sentiment and, you know, oh, never mind, you'll be all right next time. And I'm sure Pep's give him loads of love. Pep's come out and give him loads and loads of positive comments in the past. He's had to be hard on him on occasions, but just don't seem to be getting through to him for whatever reason. We'll see. I don't see Rodri deal happen. Delaying too much, hopefully end on Belly. Looks like it's done. Vincent Company of the King. Gary Deneen, 1 Rodri, 2 Felix, 3 Dutch lad. I'd settle for that, Gary. I would. Patina with Sane, hang on tightly but let go lightly if he wants out. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I don't think any City fan wants to see Sane go. Nobody. I don't want to see him go. But I've said it all along, and I've said it for the last 3-4 weeks. I think the transfer targets will be dependent on what happens with Leroy Sane. I think it's imperative to our transfer strategy. I really, really do. So it needs to be sorted out ASAP. Because I think if Sane was to decide, or City decide, right, enough's enough, that's it, you're going, then that changes our transfer strategy for the summer. And as we know, City want these signings in quickly and as quickly as possible. What they don't want to do is wait until July and the beginning of August to be, or the end of July to be signing players, because they miss out on the pre-season. Living in Berlin, sorry, missed that. Living in Berlin, I'm also a Hertha fan, and I've got a season ticket here, and there's a player called Duda, and he wasn't good for 2 seasons, but then the coaching team started giving him trust. Mahrez will come back twice as good next season. I hope so. He needs to come back 3 times as good, if I'm being honest. MCFC 1616 Twitch streaming. If we can't get De Ligt, I would love to see someone like Skriniar. Yeah, I mean, that was rumoured. I don't think it'll happen, I'll be honest with you. Constantly pushing him and helping him, and scored 11 goals from central attacking midfielder, 4 assists. Yeah, but I mean, I think Andre, I'll be honest with you, I think Pep's for the last 2 years have been doing this with Sane already. I think he's tried everything with him. He's tried the arm around the shoulder, he's tried the bollocking, he's tried to publicly say he could be anything in world football, and just hasn't happened. I'll be honest with you, the last 6 months, it's been poor, been really poor. Attitude-wise and sort of on the pitch. He scored the odd really important goal. I get that, but he's nowhere near the consistency he was last season. Last season, he was absolutely where Sterling is, superb. But some of the season has just gone wrong for one reason or another, and whether that's a personal thing with his baby and his girlfriend and his mother and whatever else, who knows? Don't know. But it's City are not going to wait around. That's the thing. City are not going to wait around for him just to sort his head out. They'll say, look, sort your Swede out one way or another, or you're going. It's that simple. It's a business. Don't forget it. City are not going to sit on the sidelines going, well, let's hope he's good next season. Let's hope that he gets his head sorted. Let's hope, next season he'll sign a contract. They're not. They'll turn around and say, well, if it's a business, we've got a chance of signing Felix. We've got a chance of this player. We've got a chance of that. If he ain't going to sign, he's not going to sign next season, so let him go. And I agree with him. No player is bigger than the club. No player. Anything on Bruno, mate? No. Think it looks like Bruno Fernandes, it's over. The rumours were initially that City offered 55 million euros. That was denied by Sporting, denied by Man City. Sporting are saying that they definitely want 70 to 75 million euro for him. Now, whether that was the reason City have just said, no chance, we're not paying that for him. Hyoko, I think it is, the paper in Portugal have basically said that City have said they're never going to pay 70 odd million euro for Bruno Fernandes. So it ain't happening. I think the original rumours were that City offered 55 million, but that was denied by City and it was denied by Sporting. So I dismissed that as a starter, but Yoho, or whatever they're called, are saying that Sporting wants 70 to 75 million euro, and City are never going to pay that. That's been made perfectly clear. So I would suggest at the moment the Bruno Fernandes thing is completely dead. And like I said, City have come out, I think publicly, I think through the Manchester Evening News or some others, saying that we've never ever put in a bid in. So whether it was an inquiry at 55 million, we don't know, but no bids have been put in Fernandes, and it looks like Bruno Fernandes is definitely not coming to Manchester City. And I would have been surprised if he did. If Gundogan is staying, there's no room for him. I'll be honest with you, no room, because we've got Phil Foden, who's going to step in next season and play more games in replacement for David Silva. We've got Kevin De Bruyne back fit. We've got Bernardo Silva. We've got Sane or Felix and Sterling and whoever. We're never satisfied. Why would we spend that money on somebody that we can't even guarantee them a starting place? So I'm more inclined, I might be wrong, might be totally wrong. I'm more inclined to say that the Bruno Fernandes thing was an agent-driven, raise his profile. City have had a bit of a sniff, sort of saying, what do you think, blah, 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 when they weren't sure what was happening with Gundogan. And they've come back and said, well, we want at least 70 million euro for him. And City have said, no chance. That's it for us. We're out. And there's never been anything serious in it. It just keeps getting the agent ramping it up to make United or somebody else pay an extra 20-30 million euro plus an extra £100,000 a week. Because no doubt, if United's involved, you know he's going to be paying. He's going to be paid on the similar levels to where Kevin De Bruyne is on. I mean, their wage structure is absolutely ludicrous. So that will continue while Woodward is involved. They'll just keep buying and spending and throwing hundreds of thousands of pounds a week at players without any structure whatsoever, and it'll make no difference to United whatsoever, because until they get their backroom structure sorted, it's irrelevant who they buy or sell, because the club is just, it's a tumour. It's a massive tumour. It just grows and grows and grows, and just that's the way it is. So yeah, I think the Bruno thing is gone. I think it's over. I'd be surprised if it comes back. Rodri is thinking about signing. It's in his court. Yeah, I think Rodri wants to come. I think by all accounts, listening to all the Spanish people in the know, they're saying Rodri definitely wants to come to City. I think Atletico are probably sort of saying, look, you know, you decide, and he'll wait and see. And I think it won't be surprised me if already today and tomorrow there's already sort of transfer discussions ongoing, whereby we sort of say Rodri is going to be our first signing, and that's done and dusted, which I hope so, because that's one position we all know we definitely need, whether it's Rodri or whether it's Ndombele, but we need somebody to back up Fernandinho. And I think when that first one is made, that sort of makes everybody else ears prick up, going, oh, hold on a minute, they've already spent that much money, they might not have that much money left, so let's push our client towards City, which means you're pushing, all the best players are being pushed towards you, and then City can either decide whether they've got the money to spend or not, one way or the other. So I think that first one is going to be important. I hope it's Rodri. I would rather it have been Ndombele, but I think Rodri's sounds more sensible, if I'm being honest, because I honestly think Ndombele might cost more than 70 million euro. I think he'll be pushing close to the 90 million mark, when the likes of United might come in for him, and PSG and others. So I hope it's Rodri. Don't know what you mean by that, mate. I'll be honest with you. What do you mean about how it works? We talked about how it works earlier, but we'll see. But anyway, guys, Griezmann and Joao Felix. Joao Felix every day of the week, mate. Yeah, I'd stay clear of Griezmann. I think it's a bit trouble, if I'm honest with you. Joao Felix every day, sort of proper talent that Pep would definitely improve. So anyway, guys, we got what, 49 likes, 49 dislikes. Bit of a common theme every day. We go from 49 likes to 49 dislikes. And then by the time the video finishes, we end up with like 2 dislikes and a load of likes. So I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, listen, Sandy from Man City Fan TV. I've got to go now. So we'll be back tomorrow. We'll do some more videos. We've got the likes of Cancelo and others. So no, I can't, Julio. Sorry, mate. See you, damn music. Watch the stream back if you missed it. I apologise, a little bit earlier today. We're going to be doing more live vlogs and things over the coming weeks. Next week I'm not around, certainly during the day. I'm training all next week, so Ray will pick up the vlogs whenever he can. It might be a bit earlier, it might be a bit later than the normal 4 o'clock. The following week I'm away in Germany all week, but I can be back in the evening in the hotel, so I might do sort of I might do the live vlogs in the evening when I get back to the hotel in the evening, because of the time difference and things. So I can do the live vlogs then. But next week I won't be home from work till about 7:30 at night. So Ray's going to pick up the vlogs. Like I said, they might be around 4. They might be a bit later. They might be a bit earlier. But we'll keep putting out videos. We've got the transfer videos still to come. We've got a few more players that we're going to be doing this week. Don't forget, Ray's already put out the Matthijs de Ligt video. Put it out just before this live vlog. So go over, have a check out of that and see what Ray's got to say. I'm going to watch it as soon as I finish this vlog. But evening's better for me, pal. I always miss 4. Yeah, that's fine, mate. Like I said, next week Ray might be doing them a bit later, because I'm not home till late. But the following week, when I'm in Germany, when I get back to my hotel, my evenings are free. So with that being sort of a time difference of an hour, it'll probably evening here in the UK. So I don't mind doing the evening sort of live vlogs the week after next. So, but anyway, later is not good for Japan. I know. I do apologise, mate. I really do. But we can't satisfy every single person. But we'll try and keep them around about the four o'clock where possible. But it's all dependent on our work schedule and childcare and all that type of things with Ray. So anyway, guys, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, click subscribe, click notification. Give us your comments below. Is there anything else you want us to talk about? Like I said, we'll be doing, thank you, Martin. Appreciate that. We'll be doing more live vlogs on some transfer targets over the weekend as well. We've got, like I said, I'm going to do one on Cancelo, I think, tomorrow, and we'll see what happens with him. But anyway, take care, guys. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you soon. See you, EF.